Hi again, YouTube. This is my other phone. I know it doesn't go as long as my half hour on my usual one, but it should be good enough. If I get cut off, I love you. I probably won't be back again today, but I'll figure it out. I have a feeling my phone's going to snap out of it. It had a funny way about it a couple years ago, but I only use them for recording and I used to alternate them, but this one was shutting off on me all the time, but not right away, but it wouldn't give me the half hour that I was looking for. I had just got used to um listening. I was listening to Robin's Hood, and his phone would only go to like 33 minutes. So as I was like making my videos and answering like or talking about maybe what he was talking about or to him or to other people, by the time I got through talking with my thoughts, it added up to be about a half hour too. And I thought, hey, that's a good amount of time for a little conversation. So I was going to say with with Lionel Nations, as far as on his defense for him, I mean, as far as him liking the Queen, he did say one thing that is true. Maybe because of the power, the strength, or whatever, but he said, don't let what looked like her little old lady exterior fool you, because and then she went to talk about how King Philip had kind of denied the now King Charles because he was kind of a little wimp. He didn't, Lionel didn't say that, I did. Back in the day, Charles was sent to the same, I think, a military academy type school that Philip had gone to kind of try and toughen him up. And Charles is more pro um, global agenda type of thing than the Queen was, but they're all working together. They all have the same mindset, the borders, the money, the banks, all from old money and blood money and conniving people like you and I. So, and my history from starting out as a ward of a state and all the crap they've put me through and all the lies with the CDC almost killing me and getting away with it, you know. I was and have been all my life a very strong person, and I'd be dead if it wasn't for, as if I hadn't have been an active child. I'm certain when I had that swine flu shot in 1976 and ended up hospitalized because I had lost 30 pounds in 2 weeks. I can afford to lose 30 pounds in 2 weeks, you know? And even if you have weight to lose, that's not a good way to do it by puking your guts out till you almost bleed. And I did have times in my life where I literally was throwing up blood. So I'm not too happy with any of them around the world and what they're pushing on people. I don't hold any admiration for these people and what other people look at as strengths. I look at as dirty dog eaters. Maybe they eat cats too. I've heard they eat babies. Can't prove that, but I it wouldn't put it past me, you know. So when you're weird, you're weird. If you're gonna put on a hat and sit on a throne and walk out and greet people like you're some queen. Wait, let me get my crown on. Be right back. I think that'd look pretty good anyway. I think a tiara would be better, don't you? Or how about like a hippie headband? Yeah, let's get real, people. These people are users and they're abusers, and that's the way it is. And really, what gave any of these freaks of nature the right to write laws? Laws are good, don't get me wrong, in communities so we don't hurt each other, but how about that? Back in the 70s, when I was a teenager, we took care of our own stuff. Nobody called the cops. You don't call the cops. We take care of stuff by ourselves. You know, that's it. It was like an unwritten rule, you know, just like around where I live right now. Very seldom do we call the police. We take care of stuff ourselves around here. It's like, oh yeah, rip me off. I'm going to be over there. I'm going to see what you have and I'm going to take it. And if you don't like it, then I will beat your ass. Or I'll make you hit me first and then I'll beat your ass. People are people all over the place and we always have been. What does do? And they paint people like now they're trying to, if you don't agree exactly what they're saying in life, they're going to paint you as a terrorist. I can't even come on here and have a debate with my friends, whether I agree with them or not. And somebody else has got their nose in my business, what I'm going to say or who I'm going to say it to. But it's okay. They can teach children that there's 3 genders or more. And I can't say nothing about that. I'm just supposed to sit back and watch people rape my kids and tell my granddaughter that she might want to consider being transgender. That really did happen just last week. Her mother didn't even know about it for the first 2 weeks of school. So, I mean, and this is with the approval of that very same bloodline. I really, really would like to pound some biology down all their throats. I don't know about you, but that's how I'm feeling. If I had been that confused when I was a kid and for the crap that the people that did harm to me are really lucky they walked out of it unscathed with me just walking out of their lives. Well, I didn't do it so quietly. I took the Masons to court and got emancipated. That had to be terribly embarrassing for them because their image in the public, and that's what I was talking about. If my daughter-in-law, there's not a person on this planet right now, if you've listened to me, that doesn't know that I look down on my sons because of the dirty way they treat women and their own children. And I'm not going to sit by and pretend that that's not real. That's a real thing. And just because I'm a woman and my daughter-in-law's a woman, if it was her that had done dirty things to my son, I'd be feeling the same way about her. But then people could say, well, it's because it's not your own blood. No, it would be because she was acting like a dirty witch. And then I would have to say something about it, just to make it very clear to anybody that's concerned. But that is how I am. And that's justice. And that's just. And that's fair. And there's none of these. I mean, I'm going to go back to what defines a woman. For Christ's sake, I can't stand any more of these retarded, regressed. They're adults teaching children the wrong way. That infuriates me. If it happened in front of me, God help everybody. I'm serious. My mouth has gotten me in trouble, but I still don't shut it. I've had people try to shut it physically, choking me, pounding my head in on the floor, all kinds of throw me through the air. I bounced off a freaking wall, and I still don't shut up because I know what's right and wrong, and I know the difference. You know, yeah, I've been around some bad people, so I try to pick my friends a little more wisely now. So, and I don't consider the people that watch me just my subs. You are my friends. You are my hopefully cohorts in this um, hidden agenda operation that we're trying to throw a wrench into this thing, at least to let them know that the people are of the same mindset and the same heart. And I've lived, okay, I'm going to put it this way. I have an estranged husband. I gave him a letter of divorcement. All he has to do, because he wasn't living up to the promises. And this is after he knew my ex personally and pretended to be a good friend to me. That's how he wrote me in. And so after I kicked my ex out, I started talking to Doug. So it's like we know each other very well for many decades now. But if he doesn't want to live up to my expectations, he's got to let me go. And it is decision making time because I just got my paperwork for my Social Security. So, um, and so this winter, I mean, I don't have to make any more decisions. I've already made my decision that I can't stand anymore. Um, See, it's just like with my ex. He was a dog, but I was like, I got a house, I had a job, I was the stable one. But I said, I'll just move the kids into one room together. You can have your own room as long as you don't bring anybody in my home. I don't care what you do. Just don't bring it around the kids. But things didn't work out that way. But I mean, I literally went above and beyond for people, and that's just the way I am. And the same with Doug. I've put up with crap, and there's no reason. Times people have like finagled me and said things that weren't untrue, or I've had shocking crap happen in front of me that um I just don't want to be around anymore, you know? So, and there's no reason to ever lie to me because, excuse me, grab my ashtray, because I don't care like that. If somebody, it already hurts my feelings. If people love me, they wouldn't be doing that shit to me. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I'm not going to pretend. I have 2 videos selling half my house and property. And if Doug wants to stay with it, we could write some kind of contract and I'm out of here. Literally. I'm not playing. I'm dead serious. So that's how serious I am about being honest and straightforward. So I learned that when I was little. If you saw the monster that raised me pretending to be royalty from Sweden, um, part of the dark cabal, if you knew the monstrosities that I faced, even going up and telling the truth to somebody that was probably going to pulverize you when you got through talking, you know, um, but you did it anyway, you know. That's just like me telling Satan he's like a big baby, just a naughty, nasty little boy, only the nastiest, perverse, pervert, creep, cretin, troglodyte. I got all kinds of names for that, you know, seriously. So that's just the way I am. I don't sit back and keep my mouth shut when things aren't great. It's like I used to. I spent most of my life, unless I was forced to go places, and I did have a lot of activities, but as far as like socializing in my house, or I spent most of my time in my room reading and doing arts and crafts and my music and different things. So I had my flute and organ and little one, a little magna box. I can't show you. It's like a couple feet on a stand, and um, just kept busy, by myself. So I spent much of my life right up until this day alone, and that is mostly by choice. I've had to make a decision, but where when I go, it's always a compromise because I have ways about me. It's like I was watching a video, and this friend of mine said, "Look at those hunks," and these guys were running by, and it's like that's the type of baby shit like these girls I grew up around would say something like that. That might have hit me a little different when I was 15, but before 15 and after 15, it's like I had this one stupid year. Seriously. But before and after, I was a whole lot different than a lot of people you'd ever meet. You know, I think 15 years old might have had something to do with the first time I ever got really, really drunk, so drunk I could not even walk. And then I had people attack me, and I was rescued. It was a bad day. But I actually did drink when I was a little kid. My dad would give me shots of whiskey in front of his friends, and the way I'd just down it, and they'd all laugh. And yeah, I was buzzed. I was a buzzed little kid quite a few times. So, and I still don't really like to drink. I haven't drank actually for a long time. Maybe a few years ago, had like a half a beer or something like that. So, but well, I'm going to let you go. I just want to make it clear that I'm just not going to sit back and let this gender confusion bullshit go, and this one world domination as far as, yeah, I agree. Abolish all the borders. You want to, I mean, people will take care of themselves. That's what we do. Open up the White House and the palaces for the homeless, and let their community take care of them by themselves. We'll police ourselves. We don't need babysitters. And that's really how I feel. All right. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful weekend. Good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.